Today's leg day. We're starting with squats, and then after this we're gonna do some rack, and then leg press. We're gonna finish with leg extension, and for our hamstrings we're gonna do like leg curls, and that's it. I feel like we don't need to do calves, right? We did, yeah. This workout was peak. It was perfect, bro. And as you guys can see, I'm training with multiple people. It's me, Victor, the guy spotting me, Andy, Jason, and another dude. I forgot his name. But bro, it was perfect. We were actually locked in. We weren't talking as much, and it was actually good workout. And I went me, Jason, Andy, and the other dude, but we found Victor there, the guy spotting me right now. He was already there, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go." But then he came back. He was like, "I have 30 minutes left, so I'm gonna work out for a little bit with y'all." And I was like, "Okay, that's nice." As one of my best friends, we had history class together. I know him since freshman year, bro. Oh, going back to the workout topic, right? I did 185 for 12 reps. It wasn't, hard, but it wasn't that easy. And I was the only one that squatted because, they still need to practice, and they 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 weren't feeling comfortable, doing the movement. So we basically went to the rack machine, but you know we did like multiple things. We did rack, leg press, leg extension, leg curls, but I didn't film the leg extension, leg curls, because the camera basically died in the middle of the workout. But yeah. And Victor, he actually knows, how to squat. He already be going to the gym for a long time, and he lost a lot of weight. He used to be a lot heavier than he is right now, and I'm very proud of him actually. And is the guy that just appeared right there. But yeah, I think I did for 8, and right here he was helping me too much, bro. But in the moment I wasn't paying attention, and I was like, all right, let me just focus. I think I did 8 or 10, yeah. And I'm editing this video on Saturday. This workout was on Wednesday, and my legs are still hurting. That's a good sign. Legs take a lot more time to recover than the rest of the body. But yesterday, Friday, right, I tried 205 and on bench. Yesterday was chest and arms. So when me and Andy, and I tried 205 on bench, and that shit did not come. My max is only 185, but I feel like I can add like 2.5 each side. I can do 185 for 2 on bench press, and no, back squat. As you guys can see, I did 185 for 12, which mean I'm relatively stronger on squat. So that means I can probably do something like 200 pounds. I actually believe leg press, I did 4. You guys will see, I did like 4 plates each side, which means I'm actually way stronger than I actually think. And deadlifting, sumo deadlifting is by far one of my best lifts. 325 for one. And yeah, it's, and I wouldn't say, it's 100% genetics, but I believe that, people are, they can lift more, they can bench more than, they squat, or they can squat more than they deadlift. It can depends, not solely on, genetics, but also you need to practice, especially bench press. That is actually something that I was telling Andy yesterday. I told him that, bench press is something that it's like a skill, bro, that you need to get better, over the years, something that, the form, everything, it's not easy, bro. It's not, especially, free weights, bro. It's tough. The perfect form, and he's a beginner, and he did, bro. He did. Of course, I spotted him. I gave him a little bit of help, but he did 135 as a beginner. He was like, the first three reps was clean, not that clean, but it was good. And the rest, he did like 10 reps, and the rest I helped him. And I always, I like to see him struggling on the last set. I always go like, okay, come on, alone. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Like, it's a mental work, bro. Come on, you can do it. Push. And of course, I need to help him, but it's good. I like to make him go beyond his limits. Of course, not to the point where he's gonna hurt himself, but where I can train him not just physically but also mentally. And that's something that it's not just good for only for the gym, but also in life. You gotta have a strong man. You gotta have a strong brain. Not a strong brain, you need to have a strong mindset, basically what I'm trying to say. And right here, 4 plates each side. As I said, I think I did it for 6 reps. This is Jason. He's a tall ass dude, bro. And as a result, of him having a big ass frame, and he also being a beginner, his form it wasn't good at all, bro. But that's normal, everybody starts somewhere. And I don't know, if he stays consistent, keep going with us, the whole summer. I actually think, of course, he's not gonna see a bunch of progress, but he's gonna see something by the end of the summer. But it all depends on, the same thing, mindset. It all comes to how dedicated you are to what you're passionate about. But yeah, that was the video. If you enjoyed it, as always, leave a like, comment, subscribe. That helps me a lot. The videos are getting better and better every single day, and I hope I motivated someone. And yeah, man, see you in the next one.